Hi Capricorn, Happy New Year and welcome to your monthly reading for January 2024. So thank you as usual to everyone who likes, shares, watches, comments on the video, subscribe to the channel. If you would like to book a personal reading, see the info in the description box. These are the oracle decks I'll be using for today's reading. We're going to start off with a message from goddesses, gods and guardians. And the messages are for Capricorn, Sun, Moon and Rising. So what is the main message, main theme for Capricorn, Sun, Moon and Rising for January 2024? What do you need to know, Capricorn? That was really quick. I don't know whether I trust it or not, actually. I think I do actually trust it. Or do I? I will keep it. I'm not 100% set on it, but I'm in two minds. I'll get you one more. I'm not going to read both of them necessarily, but it's a strange one. It feels kind of right, but I'm not sure. This happened with another sign. I can't remember who it was. I think it might have been Aquarius, where a card came out and I said, I'm not sure about this, but I feel like I need to keep it, but I'm not sure if it's right. And it did work out in the end. But actually, if it was Aquarius that happened to, you're next to Aquarius. And sometimes I have felt like your readings have been very similar. So you could be a cusper, where you were born on the cusp of Capricorn and Aquarius. So what else does Capricorn need to know? If the butterfly card comes out, then yeah, there is a transformation happening for sure. So we have Mermaid of Lemuria, Joy. So, oh, which one do I want to read? So I think I'm going to look at that Kali Ma spiritual transformation just to pick out any key points. But I will be reading you the Mermaid of Lemuria, Joy. So how do I want to put that? I think I'll put it something like that. And hopefully you can see them both. Should be able to see them both. So Kali Ma, first of all. And was it actually, it was Aquarius that got that, wasn't it? The Kali Ma spiritual transformation. Yeah, they actually got that one. And I think at the beginning of their reading, I said I wasn't sure if that was right as well. I feel, well, I could be wrong, but if you do have Aquarius as your sun, moon or rising, in addition to Capricorn being your sun, moon or rising, then you might want to check that out, because I swear I'm having deja vu with this and Capricorn, Aquarius is reading. So Kali Ma, a cycle of intense rebirth. This is your awakening. So let's just have a look at the key points. I mean, as I say, it's about awakening, transformation. It's not easy to go through that, is it really? You know what, Capricorn, I'm sorry, I'm going to have to read the whole thing. Well, most of it, otherwise it's not going to... It's an important message, so for someone out there it might be relevant. So she's a Hindu goddess. Kali Ma is a Hindu goddess, right? It says, when everything turns upside down, the rug is swept from under you and the shock of the unexpected reverberates through your entire being. It's likely that Kali Ma is at work. Nothing feels certain right now, and you may feel vulnerable, raw, and confronted with your deepest fears. These are not easy feelings to manage, and you might want to run away from this surge of emotion or exert hard control over the rapidly shifting circumstances in your life. Trust the divine plan as you're entering a phase of phenomenal transformation. Kali leads you to an empty, stripped-back space, bringing you face to face with your naked truth. You may see who you really are. Kali will stretch you beyond all your perceived limits, haul you outside of your comfort zone, and shake you awake with sacred revelations. Your ego will fear her, but no other goddess sees your spiritual potential quite like Kali Ma. You may be facing a cycle of intense life shifts, but remember, you'll never be given anything you can't handle. Even though life may feel unraveled right now, Kali always has your back. Stare fearlessly into the void. The time has come to be nothing less than your spectacular true self. Additional meanings, taking it one day at a time, can help you through a personal loss or a dramatic change. And this situation is a blessing in disguise. The invocation says, out of chaos comes divine order, my spirit roars with truth. So that's the Kali Ma message. Yeah, there's no way I could have summarized that. It's just, yeah, couldn't have done it. Wouldn't have done it justice, would it? Some of them you can, but that one, I don't think so. So let's look at the Mermaid of Lemuria, Joy. It says, drop the worry habit, embrace lightheartedness. So it's, shall I talk about the Yeah, I'll do the whole thing for this one. Lemuria was a light-centered civilization where the peaceful inhabitants maintained an exceptionally pure connection to the divine. Lemurian knowledge was embedded with crystals, stones and plants, and the ocean. Mer people were an extension of the water element, vibrating to a note of pure joy. The mermaids carried the fluidity of the divine feminine and were expert at balancing energy through play, relaxation, dance, creative movement, and sound healing. They freely expressed their carefree love of life. It says, "Look who splashed into your life today." With a playful flick of her shimmering tail, this mermaid showers you with droplets of Lemurian light. She says, "I see how much time and energy you spend worrying about the future. You're trying to control and plan everything out of fear. This approach is outworn and it dulls your radiance. I'm here to clear you of rigid, anxious patterns that sap your life force and cloud your spiritual vision." That word could be very key, that spiritual vision thing. Right, so when was the last time you played and had fun? Leave work for now and let your hair down. Trust that it is safe to drop your routines for a while. Lighten up and dance with the flow of life. Joy is your birthright and opens up creative solutions. Connecting to simple joys is the answer to any life challenge you may be handling right now. Drawing this card heralds an energy shift. You've got Lemurian wisdom waiting in your cells, ready to be expressed. Let the mermaid melt away your hard edges, soften your heart, and reattune your energy to sacred joy. You're about to dive deep into divine waters that have long been calling your name. So additional meanings are: practice Lemurian or mermaid meditation. Journeys. Sacred geometry is accelerating your spiritual development. Place pictures on your altar, wear jewelry, visualize symbols in meditation to activate Lemurian knowledge. Use crystal grids to amplify your Lemurian energy. Visit or move to the coast. Express your feminine energy and sensuality. And that, I suppose that is relevant even if you're a man. Yeah, you'll need to figure that one out for yourself. The invocation says, "I create pockets of joy every day. I swim with the tide of life." Okay. So, those are your messages from the Oracle deck, and I was meant to do the tarot before I started reading from the book, but oh well, it's too late now. So, what are the tarot cards for Capricorn, Sun, Moon and Rising for January 2024, please? What's the story? What do they need to know? I like that term, spiritual vision. I mean, for someone out there, your spiritual vision might be one that's more to do with joy. If you've been very focused, working hard, dealing with a lot of practical stuff, you might just want to let your hair down, to be honest. And you could be transforming into, if you've spent a lot of your life doing all the tough graft, hard work, you might want to get into a phase of your life now where it's not to say that you never work again necessarily, but things are more relaxed and enjoyable for you. So you know that whole work hard, play hard thing? Maybe it's a time where you want to play hard, work moderately and play hard maybe. But let's see. So first of all, right, so that would be your theme, to do with the theme. Right, your energy specifically. So you've got the Hanged Man and Six of Pentacles. Talking about spiritual vision, I mean, the Hanged Man sometimes, it can be about spiritual development, but you can consider it sometimes to be about the vision as well, like what your vision is, and it's spiritual, so spiritual vision. So I did say work hard, play hard, Six of Pentacles. It can be a card of balance. It can be generosity, but balance, give and take. So work, play, balance between work and play. I will address the Three of Swords. I'm not completely ignoring it. But that is part of the theme. I mean, I can't remember whose reading I said it in, but actually it was probably Aquarius, to be honest. Again, that Aquarian reference. Yeah, I'm getting a bunch of stuff coming to mind now, actually. Wow. Okay. I've forgotten what I was going to say originally. Transformations, if it's like a awakening, a spiritual awakening, those things aren't easy because it brings up every deep, dark fear, bit of pain in you, and you have to address it all. So that can be what that is. Yeah, I was going to say, actually, the connection with Aquarius and Capricorn is Pluto at present. The planet Pluto, Pluto is connected to transformation, isn't it? It's a death, rebirth energy. And Pluto I cannot wait till Pluto gets the hell out of Capricorn and goes into Aquarius. It's in my 6th house, and it's just been, yeah, there's been a lot of challenges for me around work for like a decade or two. Yeah, probably about 20 years actually. Or say between, maybe more close to 15 actually. 15 years has been a lot of challenges because Capricorn is it my 6th house? Well, put it this way, Pluto's been in my 6th house for decades, and it's doing my head in. I'm like, just get out, please, just get out. I mean, obviously, we choose how we deal with situations, but certain life circumstances that are presented to you, it's like it's hard, isn't it? It's tough to deal with. But yeah, so Pluto, it did leave Capricorn for a bit of time in 2023, I think, and then it's gone back into it went into Aquarius. It's gone back. It's been doing the back and forth between Capricorn and Aquarius, but I think it finally leaves Capricorn and goes it properly into Aquarius in November 2024, I believe is the right time. But it has felt difficult in Capricorn. I think, I mean, feel free if you have more knowledge. I'm not an expert astrologer. My astrology knowledge is probably even less than basic, but I know that a lot of people have felt that Capricorn, the Pluto Capricorn thing has been hard, and we're just, Aquarius is about it's innovation, isn't it? There's a greater sense of freedom, community. It is time for a big change, and I think a lot of people are looking forward to Pluto going into, well, I am definitely, probably can't speak for everyone, but I am. I just wanted to get the hell out of my 6th house and out of Capricorn, and let's move into something different, although who knows what the next phase will be like. But yeah, so let's get the surrounding, or if it's the death card, it's going to be mad. But yeah, external or surrounding energies. No, Temperance. Okay, that's not a bad thing. That is not a bad thing. I mean, this is another spiritual card as well, and it can be spiritual. I mean, for me, the Hanged Man can be spiritual connection, but like in terms of like spiritual awareness, I think. And then Temperance is, for me, is spiritual connection. People can consider it to be guidance, spirit guides, however you connect to the divine, but it can be about spiritual connection here. So let's look at past energies. Four of Cups. I will say Temperance can be a card to do with harmony as well. So again, going back to that whole balancing with the Six of Pentacles, harmony, balance, it's all similar. So present or current energy for Capricorn, Sun, Moon and Rising. 10 of Wands. So it's flowing. It is flowing. I mean, in the past energy, that's dissatisfaction, isn't it? Is one way of putting it. And then 10 of Wands, that's where it's like the worst is kind of over, or you're getting to the end of the burdens at the very least. Potential future energy is Queen of Pentacles. Okay. So that kind of feels like it's more that whole work in progress. So if you're going for through a transformation, it does make sense that the Queen of Pentacles would be in reverse, because it's a work in progress of her progressing to the point where she has a greater sense of stability in whatever area of your life that is, whether it is in your family life, personal life, home life, work life, whatever area of your life that you're not feeling 100% secure and stable in, it is turning that around. Can be to do with your self-worth as well. So within yourself, your stability within yourself, like emotional security and stability. Let's get a final card of advice for you. That is actually okay. He said, but I was going to say that's good energy. It is good energy, but it's advice. So that is a lot of courage, actually. There's a big element of courage in here with the strength, strength card and the Fool. It's like an energy of being willing to face the unknown. And it did mention in, which one was it now? Can't even remember. But one of them, it mentioned about control. If you've lived in a way where you've been very controlling, and I don't mean that as a criticism, but you've really stayed on top of things and tried to direct everything to the T. It's a time now where you kind of have to you might have to have more of an open mind and a freer sort of mindset. And I believe the Fool, is it Pisces, Aquarian and Aries potentially energy? I feel like Pisces and Aquarius definitely, maybe Aries energy as well. But that feels like a massive amount of courage to just I don't even want to say face the unknown, but it kind of is the unknown, isn't it? Because usually with the unknown, it's the moon is there, but the moon isn't there. It's just that sense of freedom and being willing to just do something completely, do things in a new way, or face the things that you don't know how it's going to turn out with a lot of courage, and not try to control everything, and not needing to have all of the answers to follow that path. So 3 of Swords, let's have a look at that. I mean, as I say, if you're going through an awakening, and I wouldn't be surprised, oh God, remember that happened in, I can't remember which Capricorn reading that happened in. It could have been one from November 2023, where I said, I wouldn't be surprised if the Tower comes out. It was the first card to come out. So yeah, to be honest, I wouldn't be surprised if the Tower came out here. 3 of Swords, because that is a card, for me, that can represent spiritual awakenings, along with like the Death card. So 3 of Swords. So you've got this, I'm almost feeling like an epiphany might have come out of this 3 of Swords, and I'm not 100, but I mean, well, the first thing I would say, if you've got the 7 of Swords, the Knight of Swords, and the 3 of Swords, this could be something about lies and truth here. Whether it's that someone's lied to you, whoever that is in your life, and I am going to be nosy and sub-clarify these, whether it's that you've been lied to, whether you've been lying to yourself, whether you feel like your life has been a lie, the world has been a lie, society's been a lie, there's got to be something here to me about truth and lies that has hurt you. It can even be your identity. One of the things when you go through an awakening is you start to realize who you are and who you are not. People and the world become mirrors for you, and it shows you who you are. So anything else for that 3 of Swords, please? I mean, this is old pain. I wouldn't say this is anything it's not predictive. This is old wounds, should I say. It's what you've already been through, or where you are at present, what you're already aware of this. And strangely, I don't know if you've watched the so I did a video called Wrapping Up 2023 and Full Moon in Cancer readings, and was it your reading where I said, there's a few actually, I think it might have been Aquarius as well actually. Your readings and Aquarius's readings, there's always connections there in the last couple of months. But I'm pretty sure in your reading there was a lot of stuff with feminine energy and women in there, and it's relevant for men as well, it's not just for women. And I said that you might find out the truth about something along the lines of finding out the truth about something, or someone may have lied to you, or a truth needs to be revealed. And those messages are very brief, so if you haven't seen that already and you want to refer to that, you might want to look at the Aquarius and the Capricorn message in that video. But yeah, it's similar thing here with the lies and truth again. Right, you've got the Page of Pentacles, so there could be something about a child that's relevant with this, or about your childhood that you feel you've been lied to. Well, we've got the Moon there. I mean, that's things that are hidden, so there could very well have been something about your childhood, or a child in your life where something was hidden. This may be a reading where I have to sub-clarify everything to find out what's going on. You've got the Star there, so that's not a bad thing. I mean, that can refer to healing. I'm going to sub-clarify that Star first, just to kind of see if it refers to healing. I mean, you've got Temperance there as well. Awakenings, they are an opportunity to heal as well, aren't they? So the Temperance card can refer to spiritual connection and healing as well. Let's get a quick one on the Star, and then I guess I'm just going to sub-clarify everything. 9 of Cups. Let's try that again, actually. King of Pentacles. So this is probably more along the lines of wishes and aspirations, with it being clarified by the 9 of Cups and the King of Pentacles. One thing the truth might have come out about for you, or is becoming apparent, is what you wanted your life to be like. You may have realized that what you thought you wanted is not actually what you really wanted, and you kind of have come into a period, or are coming into a period, of discovering what it is you really want, what you do really wish for and aspire, have aspirations for, and could be contemplating how to create and build that with the King of Pentacles. I just dropped half the deck on the floor, so bear with me. I mean, I've got the Page of Wands looking at me, which I'm not going to use, but that can be, just bear with me, that can be connected to your identity, who you thought you were, because there's a whole thing with identity during awakenings as well. Like it's as I said, discovering who you really are. That is your identity, isn't it? So yeah, one more for the Star, please. That was really aggressive, wasn't it? Page of Swords. See, another sword card. It almost feels like this Page of Swords is denial. Because upright, the Page of Swords is where you want to investigate, where you want to find out more information, where you have a new truth. But in reverse, it feels like denial. So again, it's, as I say, it's either that you've been lied to, or you feel like your life is a lie, or there's something that you haven't known the truth about. And you might have been in denial about something to do with your dreams, to be honest. But now it's sort of, it's come to light. You've sort of realized the truth. Let me be nosy and get one for that Page of Swords. What do we need to know about that Page of Swords in reverse, please? Yeah, it won't tell me what it is specifically, but the King of Wands, that he's very much about desire, passion. I mean, look how he's looking intensely at that one. That's his desire. That's what he wants. That's his fire. But it feels like you might have been in denial about what you really want, to be honest. What's on the bottom of the deck? I mean, it's just got the Ace of Pentacles, which is an opportunity, but it's not specifying what it is. So hopefully you'll know what that is. Right, let's look at the Seven of Swords. So yeah, as I said, I'm probably going to sub-clarify all of these. I'm going to put that back. See, you've got the Ace of Wands there again. The World and Temperance wanted to come out. That again is like the truth of your desires, isn't it? That might be the title of your video, by the way, Capricorn, now that I've said that, depending on what else comes out. Right, Seven of Swords. Awakening to the truth of your desires. We'll see. So Seven of Swords. Right, similar message. I mean, you've got the Knight of Cups there. The Magician. I mean, it doesn't feel sinister today. I know in quite a few readings, this particular magician, where there's lies and deceit and stuff like that, this guy can look so sinister. He's just got a weird face, but he doesn't feel bad today. He feels, again, it feels more like the truth of what you really want, what your dream really is. That sense of denial again with the Seven of Cups. That Four of Cups as well feels like denial as well, to be honest, because I know that sometimes we say this is the past. It's where you have an opportunity presented to you that has the potential to be very fulfilling. You've rejected everything else so far, they've either rejected everything that's in the other three cups, or they're looking down at them instead of seeing what's really could be the most fulfilling thing for them. So it feels like kind of a denial or rejection or something. But as I say, yeah, you've got the Seven of Swords there. And I've said before that the Seven of Swords, it can feel like a risk, but it can be like being truthful with yourself. So is this where you've kind of realized where you have been in denial, or where you've discovered where people have lied to you, and that's kind of impacted your dreams and what you really want? Because sometimes that's what happens, isn't it? Where, you know, like say if you were with a partner who was, I mean, you've probably seen adverts on the TV recently. There's a lot of stuff about fraud now, like the God, what the hell do you call it? That social media person that ripped off loads of people, loads of women, like tricked them into relationships. I can't remember. And it's not just men that do this. There can be women that do it as well, where they're basically a fraudster. They're pretending to be someone that they're not, and it's just to extort money out of someone, and it's a fake relationship. But because they're such a good manipulator, that the person that they were deceiving didn't know. Obviously that will have a big impact on your life. So right, let's look at the Knight of Swords. So we've got the Wheel of Fortune and the Five of Cups. I mean, that feels like regret. So again, it's like the truth coming to light that you want the change. You want something different. You want a different path. You want a different destiny. Whatever you had before, that wasn't possibly the real deal. Let's look at the Page of Pentacles. I said a kid. This could be, as I said, it could be about childhood. And I guess one way of looking at this is where, God, say if there are certain traditions or ways of life or whatever that your family or culture has instilled in you, and you think that because that's what you've grown up with, that's all you know, and you think, right, this is how I have to live my life, and then something happens, I don't know, maybe you move to a different country or something, or you go through some sort of experience and it's like, actually, hang on a minute, there are other ways of me living my life other than this. I don't have to do it this way just because that's what my family or my culture does. I can actually do it completely differently from that. Something that keeps coming to mind, and it's not particularly pleasant, but it keeps on, every time I look at that Page of Pentacles, it keeps coming up. If it's not you as a child, it could be that there's a child in your life that has been deceived by someone, or someone has deceived you about that child. And I know it's really like soap opera territory, but you know where, like in some families, people lie about who the real parent is of such and such child, and of a child, and yeah, stuff like that is coming to mind. So that could be relevant for someone, like, you know, where someone says, oh, I thought the person who is I thought was my mum is my grandma really, or something, or my aunt, or, you know, those kind of stories. Or the person who I thought my dad isn't actually my real dad, my dad is someone else, and, you know, those kind of things. That did come to mind straight away, to be honest, but I was trying to kind of shut it down and not bring it up, but it keeps on coming back up. So that comes to mind. Let's have a look at that Page of Pentacles. I mean, another thing it can mean is it's where you want to plant a new seed. It's where you want to start again. If you've come to the conclusion that some part of your life or something was a lie to you, it wasn't real, you would have that, and you realize that you want it to change. That would be the energy of wanting to start again, so that you can progress to that King of Pentacles and build something completely new. So Page of Pentacles, and then we'll do the Moon, and then I'll be finished with that. That, to be honest, does feel more like a lie. I mean, as I said in the last reading I did, Scorpio, when I give different meanings, it doesn't, whatever new meaning I bring up, it doesn't negate the previous message that came out. It's just that it's different for everyone, isn't it? So what I said still stands. It's just that this is another additional message. But yeah, because of that Seven of Wands, for me, that's always where something is it's like where someone protects something that's sacred, or it's a defensive energy. So again, it's making me think if someone kept secrets from you. And then you've got the Sun, but the truth comes out, doesn't it, with the Sun? Another thing is that there may be something, if you are someone who has children, there may have been certain things going on in your life that maybe you've had to keep from the children to protect them. That could be anything, to be honest. There could be something about your past that you felt you needed to protect them from. It could be financial issues that you don't want them to know, and you're trying to protect them from that. But yeah, it could be anything, to be honest. But I just see a child and a very protective energy, but the truth kind of coming out, or something coming to light with that. And then the Moon is there. The Moon and the Sun together, it usually means something that's hidden needs to come out, or has come out. So the Moon, what do we need to know about the Moon? I will definitely take the Hermit, but I don't trust these. Yeah, that made sense. So with that Moon card, and this could be just a message in itself, being clarified by the Hermit and the King of Swords, it's where something comes to your awareness. For some, this would be some deep knowledge inside of you. Again, if you felt like your life was a lie and you're going through an awakening, it's that realization that, wow, this is not who I really am. And that's where you do the soul searching with the Hermit. And then obviously you do the soul searching, you're a seeker of truth. And the King of Swords, that's where he knows, where he has the knowledge now, and he can take it out and do something with it. Like the Hermit is just on his own journey. He's not really there to, I mean, he can be he can lead by example, but he doesn't go out into the world attempting to sort of teach or lead people necessarily. It would be more that people come to him. But the kings, they actually go out and use what their main skill is, and they take that out into the world. So the King of Pentacles, his skill is building practically. He takes that out into the world and changes things in the world with that. King of Swords, he has knowledge. He takes that knowledge out into the world and changes the world potentially with that. Okay, so we'll leave that there. yeah, there's a lot of different messages there. I'm not even going to try to summarize, but there is something about old wounds there and learning the truth. What's the truth? What's a lie? Yeah, that's everything. So the Hanged Man, Six of Pentacles. I mean, again, I did say that's the spiritual development. It's awareness. It's inner knowledge. It's perspectives. I mentioned that there could be something where you're learning about balance and give and take and harmony there with that. So let's clarify that. That's your energy specifically. So you could kind of be in a state of like self-inquiry at the minute, where you're just sort of contemplating things for yourself and how to use that information in the world to restore balance or create balance. So the Hanged Man, Six of Pentacles. Three of Pentacles, Ace of Cups, Ten of Wands. I mean, the Three of Pentacles, that would connect with the Six of Pentacles in the sense of if you do need to now go out into the world and collaborate with people in a different way, I'd say it's in a way that honors, there is something where it honors you more or a part of you more with the Ace of Cups there. And obviously you're not wanting to take any burdens along. So again, going back to the truth, the lies of who you really are, whatever it is in your life, you'd want to release that baggage. You wouldn't want that to come along for the ride with you once you go through the transformation or you've completed it. You want things to be more balanced and harmonious. I mean, even with the Three of Pentacles as a card of collaboration, we look at it often as more like a harmonious collaboration, don't we? It's not usually one, you know, like the Five of Wands is that conflict. It's like working with others, but there's conflict and whatever. Fighting, the Three of Pentacles, it's working with others, but in a harmonious sort of way. It's a lot more balanced and fair. This needs to be up. Nine of Swords. Okay, maybe it needed to be reversed actually, but it's very much about letting go of this devil energy again. You've got all the, so this is the side that you aspire to. So self-honoring, collaborating in more harmonious ways with people, or just having a life where everything comes together more harmoniously. Again, like that work hard, play hard, spiritual balance, physical balance, emotional balance, mental, intellectual balance, everything in balance. This is what you want to release. You want to release, it feels more like stress. That's the first word that came to mind with the Nine of Swords. I know it's often about anxiety, and anxiety can be connected to stress, but stress was the first word. And I suppose maybe it's because it's next to the Ten of Wands. You'd want to let go of the stress. And I mean, what's the opposite of stress? Or kind of an opposite of stress is joy, enjoyment, isn't it? You've got the Devil there being in reverse again. That it lets me know that this is what you are letting go or trying to let go. So any old habits, addictions, things that have held you back, again, the lies, any deceit, anything like that. Let's look at that Devil card actually. And I might look at the Three of Pentacles out of curiosity. So Eight of Pentacles. So Eight of Pentacles and Eight. God, that's too much. I think this, just, as I said, it indicates that you're letting go of the stress. But anywhere that you put your focus and energy and opportunities that you take on now, you don't want it to be excessively, I don't know if it's right to say excessively difficult, but where it's just a constant battle. I think you don't want that. It's not to say that you won't work hard and you expect everything to be easy, because that's unrealistic, isn't it? But I mean, the Devil is excess, isn't it? It's excessive stress, it's excessive worry, it's excessive drama, it's excessive everything. It's the most negative of things, isn't it? And you wouldn't want that. You wouldn't want to do it the hard way if you can make it less hard, if that makes sense. So Three of Pentacles, let's look at that. You know, like unnecessary stress, unnecessary burden, whatever you focus your attention and energy on, you don't want to take unnecessary stress and unnecessary burden along with you. And you could be in the process of, you may be just aware of what has caused you stress and unnecessary burden as well. So that could be the Hanged Man, is that you've come into awareness of that, or it's just that you're contemplating, right, I've let all that go, I'm not doing that shit again. How can I now make it more harmonious? So Three of Pentacles. Yeah, it's progressing for me, the Eight of Wands, progression here, in a way that is more balanced and harmonious. So it's the same meaning there. So let's leave that and look at that Temperance card. And part of this could be, again, it is connecting with the spiritual side of things. If you've been very practically focused, maybe you do want more of a spiritual balance to things, or it's doing a different type of spiritual connection, if that means anything to anyone. I've put all of those, but no, I haven't put them all back. Oh, I did then. They're here, aren't they? Or a greater spiritual connection, because you might already feel you have a spiritual connection. It's just like, right, how can I take this to the next level to improve my life and transform? So Temperance. So this is the external energy. Well, it's there again. Healing. So I think I mentioned healing at the beginning. That's one aspect of it. It might not be the whole thing. It's definitely, as I say, with awakenings, it's spiritual transformation. It is an opportunity. One of the parts of it is an opportunity to heal. So that does come to mind. Two of Swords. The first thing that comes to mind with that Two of Swords, again, is that concept of knowing who you are. Not being pulled in different directions, not having doubts about who you are and what your purpose is, or what to believe even is coming to mind. I'm not sure why that has come up. I might clarify that on its own. I've got the Queen of Cups, Nine of Pentacles. Yeah, let's get one more. I'm going to probably look at the Two of Swords and Queen of Cups on its own, actually. Right, so the Strength card and the Nine of Pentacles, possibly the Queen of Cups as well, but let's focus on the Nine of Pentacles and the Strength card. That to me is very much, that is where you are after a transformation. It's like, this is where you know who you are without needing external validation from anybody else. You know, like if, I guess you know what that means anyway, but yeah, without needing anyone's opinions, interference, approval, that sort of thing. It's like, this is who I am. I feel stable in myself. I feel secure in myself. It could be potentially physical, practical stability as well. But it's more about, yeah, this is who I am, and I stand strong in that. There's a sense of pride here as well with the Strength card, but not pride in the, is it Seven Deadly Sins kind of way. Pride as in, this is who I am and I'm proud of that, in a humble sort of way. So yeah, let's look at the Two of Swords. I mean, I do feel the Queen of Cups could be a part of that, because it's where you tap into your emotions as well, where you no longer feel guilty for the way you feel. But yeah, let's have a look. So Two of Swords first of all. Two of Cups. Ace of Wands. Ace of Swords. You know what? For someone here, there really could be have been a massive impact from others on how you view yourself and who you are. I mean, obviously that does happen for everyone to a certain degree, but it just almost feels like there's the whole truth and lies thing and denial and stuff like that. There's a big impact of that from people possibly that you were close to, more so than just strangers. You know, like some people, it can be that you're influenced by social media. This feels more like the people close to you would have been the ones that had an impact on how you viewed yourself and the beliefs you had and the choices that you make. Here with that Two of Cups, it's I think I mentioned something about pulled in different directions. With that Two of Cups, it's being understood and accepted for who you are. Not having to, again, I think approval came into it, didn't it, somewhere? Not having to meet anybody else's approval, just being yourself and being accepted. The Ace of Wands, it can be inspiration. So this can be, I mean, it's your own inspiration, but it's where others are inspired. You inspire others, they inspire you. It's like a mutual, I think mutual is the key word here. There may be something about like-minded people, an opportunity to heal and connect with more like-minded people as well. And it's not to say that you reject all the old people, but you may come out, you're more able to be yourself, and you can come across new people as well, or even people that you knew but you already know, but you don't know them that well, and you connect with them on a deeper level. That's happened to me quite a lot actually recently, is that some of the people I kind of knew as a casual acquaintance, I've realized that they like the spiritual stuff. I thought, oh God, I've got no one to talk to about all this weird spiritual stuff. And then there are people that I've realized that I've talked to when I've mentioned that I do tarot and stuff, and they're actually really deep into this stuff. Some of them, there's people that could be mentors to me, and it's like, I didn't even know you were into that. So it's really interesting when you open up spiritually, that can happen. As I say with the Six of Wands, for me, this can be about how you're being seen. It's an opportunity, as I say, to express, to connect with like-minded people, and to be celebrated for who you are. Like, not because you do anything in particular special, but just because of just because you're being yourself. Let's have a quick look at that Queen of Cups. You deserve to enjoy who you are, don't you? Without having to be anything special or do anything special. It's like you're already special just as you are. Right. Queen of Cups. Remember, I think I mentioned something about not feeling guilty about how you feel. That's that with that Four of Cups. So, you know, one of the ways you can look at that is if you have a life where you have a decent job, you have family around you, but you still feel like something's missing, but you feel guilty for that. Like, say you've got a partner where the relationship's stable, but the connection just isn't there anymore. And you feel guilty about that because it's like, oh, but I've got everything I need, so I should just be happy with that. But then it can go into settling, can't it? And it's not necessarily a criticism of that partner. Maybe your partner's a good person, and but the connection's just dead. And I mean, obviously you get to decide whether you can bring the connection back to life, or if it's run its course, don't you? You get to decide that, but it would be not feeling guilty about that. Or even if it was just the job where you've got a good job, but you just feel like something's missing, and you can end up feeling guilty and saying, oh, well, I shouldn't feel like this because the job's good, it pays well, blah, blah, blah. But it's like, acknowledge how you feel and what you want to do about it. Can you do something to kind of make it feel more fulfilling, or is it a sign that it's time to move on, to transform, and to do something else, to do something different, something that feels more genuinely supportive and joyful as well? Because this Three of Cups is a card of celebration too. You deserve to have more joy. You deserve fulfillment, that sense of fulfillment. So, and obviously life can't always be completely happy and full of joy and fulfillment. There are times when we just have to do the best we can and go through the day to day. But if you've gotten to a point where you've got a good sense of stability, and even not, if you just want things to be different, you deserve to give yourself the opportunity to either try to improve what you already have, or if it's just not going to change, you deserve to change things. Right, so Four of Cups. Again, that's that. Try not to feel guilty about how you feel, but this would also be an acknowledgement as a past energy of where you have felt like it's not enough, whatever it is. Let's see what comes up from the cards. Wow, okay, yeah. It feels like it's the recognition or awareness that you want things to be different. Five of Pentacles, yeah. There's that whole, you might have become aware at that point as well, that for things to change, you're the one who has to take control with the Magician and the Emperor, because the Magician, power, isn't it? And the Emperor's about power as well, using your skills, using your leadership to change things where you felt like something's missing or you felt left out in the cold. This could also represent what you want to reject as well. If there is anything that you want to reject, I might look at that on its own actually. Ten of Cups, I mean, again, that's awareness, and the Queen of, yeah, that's awareness that you could be happier, that there's something else out there for you, but something here in the past you've realised that something's missing and there's more out there for you, but you know that you have to, you would have to be the one that takes control. Or maybe you didn't realise this, to be honest, and you just thought you had to settle, although, yeah, because the Magician and the Emperor there, I think you kind of realise that even if you haven't taken the action, it's like, well, what can I do about it? Let's look at that Five of Pentacles on its own. You may have felt disempowered, to be honest. Well, yeah, that's, I mean, the Wheel of Fortune, that's a desire for change. That's where this just doesn't feel good. Doesn't feel good. It feels empty or lacking in some way, shape or form. And then that Page of Pentacles, I mean, that is that kind of innocent, vulnerable heart's desire type energy where it's that playfulness as well, isn't it? It feels like where, you know, you could have build a different structure, build a different foundation, or you want to do that. You may not have known how, but the desire's there, the awareness is there, new feelings as well. So that can be where your feelings change. You want a new feeling, I would say. If this is empty, this feels empty and like you're leaving yourself out in the cold or someone's leaving you out in the cold, this is where it's like, no, I want to change that. I want to feel differently. I want to feel secure again, whether it is secure in your life, in a particular area of your life, in yourself. It's all of that kind of energy. So I will go to the current energy. So as I said, 10 of Wands, it's leaving the burdens behind. You're in this stage now. You might be in a process and have been in a process of gradually dropping burdens one by one. I don't know if it'll tell me specifically what they are. You've got the Tower there, actually. I don't know if it will tell me what they are, but let's have a look at that. 10 of Wands. So, I mean, that's just the desire for change, isn't it? Or the process of change, I would say. Big process of change with that, changing your destiny, even with the Wheel of Fortune. Two of right. So for some people, one of the burdens that you could have dropped is a relationship. It might be romantic. It might not be romantic. It might be with friends, family. With friends and family, it may not necessarily be that you have broken contact with a particular person. It might just be that you've set boundaries, or there's something where you've changed it. Like, say if they had you doing a certain task for them every week or every day. Like, say, okay, one example, say if you worked as part of the family business, but you never wanted to do it in the beginning. You've always hated it, but you felt obligated and you just wanted to be a responsible member, loyal member of your family. It could be that you've said to them, you know, I can't do this anymore. I'm going to pursue a different path. I'm going to pursue a different job or go to university or whatever. Obviously, that would potentially impact your relationship with that person as well. It could be caregivers as well. If you're a caregiver to someone, you may have decided that you can't do that full time anymore, that you feel like you've done it for long enough and you want more freedom, and you might get assistance with care. So again, that's relationship connected, isn't it? Could be other things as well. Friends, maybe you've done a lot for friends and helped them out with a lot of stuff, and you've gotten to a stage now it's like, nah, this is a burden. You're going to have to sort it out yourself. Let's have a look. Let's see what else comes up. So yeah, relationships, that could be a burden that you've dropped within relationships. You've got Temperance. It feels like time. It's about how I know it's not physical. Temperance isn't physical, but there might be something there about how you spend your time and energy. It might just be that you take more time, have been taking or are in a process of taking more time out for yourself to relax and enjoy yourself with that Temperance card. The Fool, have more fun, possibly. It can be about having more fun. As I said, with friends, if you've got friends who, say you've got friends who always want you to bail them out as well, or just people in general that always want you to bail them out because they're irresponsible, because the Fool can be great. It can be about freedom and fun, but it can be someone who's irresponsible as well. You might have dropped that burden, and as I say, anytime anyone comes to you saying, oh, can you help me out, because they've gotten themselves into some ridiculous mess, it's like, I don't know, I'm getting a weird image of Peter Griffin from Family Guy because he's always doing stupid shit, but you've said, nope, I'm not doing that anymore. It's a waste of my time and energy. Okay. That helps you to get your spark back. Once you drop all of those burdens, you definitely are able to get your spark back, because all of your energy, because one's energy as well, isn't focused on all of those burdens. Let's have a quick look at that Temperance card and then I will move on. Remember I said about you might just be taking more time out for yourself. I often look at the Empress as someone who is very much about self-care. So that could be that. So honouring yourself more. But it looks like it feels like it's a gradual, it feels like it's a gradual process. It's not like, it feels like it could be a bunch of different things, not just one. For some it could be one thing, but even if it is one thing, it's like a process. It's not just, right, drop that burden, done, sorted, I'm set. It's like a gradual process, or letting go of a bunch of different things that restrict you with the Eight of Swords, to sort of free yourself up and be able to look after yourself and honour yourself more and have more balance. So as I say, in the present, it looks like that is an ongoing process. And I did say the Queen of Pentacles as a future energy, it looks like it's still a work in progress. So getting to that point of stability again, there could be you valuing yourself, your time, your energy, your self-worth. It feels like it's all a process, but it is a transformation as well. It's part of a transformation. So Queen of Pentacles, Nine of Wands. I mean, as I said, it's a work. If it's a work in progress, the Nine of Wands, you've got the 9, and then you've got the get to the 10. Like, this is where you're still standing. All the struggles you've been through, you get to the 10. That's like the last hurdle, isn't it? And you, apparently in the present, you are on the final hurdle. So you've got the Knight of Pentacles. So it's what I was just saying about it. Felt like a process, or a bunch of different little things that you're having to let go of bit by bit. The Knight of Pentacles are the different steps, aren't they? So the parts of the process of doing something, but it's where you're committed to getting more into this Queen of Pentacles energy, whether it is in your whole life, in yourself, one aspect of your life. Yep, it's committing to a new sense of security and stability. I think I said that in the beginning anyway, or something along those lines. She's back. The Empress is back. She's in did I say in this reading, or I think it was another reading now, where they had the Nine of Pentacles, the Queen of Pentacles, and then the Empress came out, and I said that's the progression where you have your sense of stability, Scorpio, I think it was, you get your sense of stability back gradually, and it's like, it's a level up each time. So you level up from the Nine of Pentacles to the Queen of Pentacles, and then level up from the Queen of Pentacles to the Empress, and that's the mastery of it, isn't it? And I'm pretty sure they got the Five of Swords next to the Empress as well, Scorpio, where it's like standing strong in what you're doing, where even you probably will get people that aren't going to be happy with what you're doing, or they try to kind of mess your flow up. That's another thing with Temperance as well, it's flow, isn't it? And I think, which message, it was the Mermaid of Lemuria, where it talked about getting into divine feminine energy, and I said it's relevant for men as well, but I'm not sure how. That flow is a kind of a feminine energy, isn't it? So yeah, it's maintaining that flow, that balance, that self-care, still being committed to yourself, your path, your transformation, even when you get opposition, whether it is a person, situations, conflicts, difficulties. So I'm just looking at the Five of Swords quickly, and then I will try to wrap up, because I know this reading is mega long. Ten of Pentacles. It's giving that same energy. The last reading I did, Scorpio, I believe their title has Keeping Your Eyes on the Prize in it. This is giving me the same kind of vibe about whatever happens, just maintain your flow and keep your eyes on the prize. That's that Ten of Pentacles, whether it is financial, it's just your stability in life in general, but it's all long term. It's a long term process. And the King of Pentacles, he has the patience to continue to build as part of a long-term process and to overcome all of the challenges with it as well, that come along with it as well. So let's get on to your final card. So Strength, the Fool, as I said, it's the courage to have this sort of freer, more open sense of mind and not have to possibly stick to the rules so much and be in control all the time. So Strength, the Fool. Queen of Swords, I'd say that's where you've learned, or it's a heads up to to learn and to use what you know on the path. Because the Queen of Swords, I think she is, I mean, all of the queens and kings would have been through a transformation, but hers is like, yeah, they talk about her of going through a lot of heartache and pain and things like that. Oh, it could be about learning as you go as well, actually, because you've got the Three of Wands there, and that can be about intentions. So learning as you go, because it's with the Fool, I said that it's where you don't have all of the answers, but if you learn as you go, then you can set your intentions accordingly and figure out what's right for you with the Justice card. Let's get one more. Try that again. If I can get the cards back in order. Seven of Wands, for me, that's about standing up for what's right for you. And then finally we have the Five of Cups. Okay, I am going to have to look at that on its own. I'm getting something about regret here, but remember, this is advice. So let me just have a look. It doesn't mean you're going to experience any kind of regret. It might be about learning from regret, if like, because I mean, the Queen of Swords, as I said, it's learning as you go as well. But if you've had any regrets in the past, which you probably have, if you've been through heartache and pain, it's learning from that. If you have any regrets or things don't always go to plan on this new journey with this transformation, it's learning from that as well. It's still continuing to learn as you go, regardless of what happens. And I think it's a thing, it is to say not to have regrets as well, no matter what you do. If you do make mistakes along the way, not to have regrets. So let's get you a final oracle card from the Black Moon Lilith Oracle Cosmic Alchemy Oracle deck. So final message of guidance for Capricorn, Sun, Moon and Rising. Okay, you've got the Sexual Alchemy card. I don't know how that's relevant, but let's have a look at it anyway and see. So, Black Moon Lilith in Scorpio, Sexual Alchemy. That could be part of the joy message, actually. Let's see. Well, it speaks of transformation because it's Scorpio. Anyway, let's read it and see what it says. So, the oracle is calling for you to transform and heal your deepest shadow. Dark energy from childhood or ancestral traumas can project into your reality, holding you back from your true authentic self. I did mention that kid energy, didn't I? And about your identity and being yourself. It can feel like an arduous process, like a dark night of the soul, but on the other end of this journey is self-empowerment. Black Moon Lilith in Scorpio is both challenging and rewarding when integrated. Symbolized by the scorpion, Scorpio is a fixed water sign which represents the depth of emotion. Secrets, I kept on bringing up truth and lies and lies. Secrets, crisis, the occult and sexual power all live under Scorpio. Mars, the god of war, and Pluto, that was also mentioned, the lord of the underworld, both rule over Scorpio. While you may not see this intensity at first glance, it bubbles fiercely under the surface. When Black Moon Lilith is in Scorpio, you can experience sexual trauma, power struggles, or crisis, which can create suffering in the present. As a result, you may repress difficult events, leading to conflicts and challenges. This also can affect your personal power, as you tend to give it away to others when you are not careful. We can see this manifest in the life of Johnny Depp, a natal Black Moon Lilith in Scorpio who grew up with an abusive mother. You can alchemize this dark energy into light through shadow work, practicing boundaries, and releasing the past. So, dark divine feminine shadow work. Heal your divine feminine sexual magnetism by releasing any shame you have around this primal side of yourself. Incorporating moments for self-pleasure, sex magic, and self-love can help you navigate it. Dark divine masculine shadow work. You have a deep sense of power, but it's important not to control others with it. Practices like breathwork and solitary meditation can help integrate any crisis you have experienced in life. It's time to dive deep into your darkest shadow. Tap into your sexual power and magnetism to heal. I actually really like that, and I do think it goes nicely. I know it might seem a bit weird, the sex part, but bringing sex into it, but no, it makes sense to me because Scorpio's not just sex, is it? It's emotions, power struggles, and all of that was mentioned. It's secrets. Yeah, I feel it. Yeah, I feel it makes sense. Hopefully it makes sense for you. So I'll leave your reading there. Feel free to like, share, comment on the video, subscribe to the channel. If you want a personal reading, see the description box. Thank you very much for watching Capricorn Sun, Moon and Rising, and again, Happy New Year.